Bula FM nambandua na serena iwan siningaw na ni batara ni sibiti ko bekian na diwa na tini na miniti na may pakuriti ora bengrabe na nantang nongo kanda na tapos ko ani na kaloko ena kami din debo bili na tayo bali ni may tapos ko na wani matakabo na lip sarti ko na bisere talio ni na namaka do ba tayo may kina na kinan daw ro di kanamaki Bula binaka Ayaw salamilawa, do patakiyawa na batara na wani vio na kaloko, moni tiki na barumbuka, and ang Bula FM nang bandua, and a seri.
In this bulletin, new figures to reveal 4% growth in economy. Residents raise concern about park rezoning with committee. And Microsoft IT Academy opened at Lautoka School. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. Fiji's economy is expected to grow by more than 4% this year, with the new forecast economic growth rate out in April. Reserve Bank Governor Barry Whiteside told FBC News early indicators point to a revised growth rate upwards from 4%, which was first announced in October. Maggie Boyle reports.
Before the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Economic Affairs today, Reserve Bank Governor Barry Whiteside elaborating on a buoyant economy.
The Macro Committee gets together this month and we put out the first forecast for the year in April. And the earlier forecast which we made back in October was 4% for growth this year. We're looking at a possible slight increase in that number, but we won't release that until after the Macro Committee deliberates.
And with the consistent growth, foreign reserves are in a healthy position.
As of yesterday, reserves were about $1.82 billion, which equates to about 4.7 months of imports.
Whiteside says given the high liquidity in the domestic market, the challenges to Fiji's economy is the external factors.
Everything seems to be moving quite well at the moment. The big challenge is the global economy, how that moves. Because we feed off the global economy. But internally, a lot of investment is happening. Consumption activity is very strong. I guess what we have to watch out for is, any overheating in the economy and any impact or any fall in our reserves because of that.
The revised growth will make it the fifth year of consecutive growth for Fiji. In their presentation to the Parliamentary Committee, the Governor highlighted that over the last 5 years, the Reserve Bank has paid government $141.8 million in transferred profits. In terms of new initiatives, the Central Bank is expected to soon have oversight over credit unions. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
A Chinese fugitive who was caught at Nadi International Airport over the weekend has been fined $1,500 for failing to declare a large sum of money in his possession. Wang Zulin was charged for failing to declare that he was carrying over $10,000 while trying to leave the country. 49-year-old Wang appeared in Nadi Magistrates Court yesterday, but the case could not proceed due to the unavailability of a translator. Wang is wanted by authorities in China. He arrived in the country on a fishing vessel and was caught while trying to leave on a flight to Samoa. Wang was apprehended by customs officials while he was processing his passport at the departure booth at Nadi Airport. A group of residents in Lautoka have raised objections about the rezoning of Shirley Park with the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Natural Resources. The petitioners have questioned the process that could see the construction of a hotel at the park. Christopher Chand reports.
The petition.
What is your mandate, sir?
The committee was asked to look at the petition, and today we want to hear from the petitioners why they oppose the rezoning.
After 2 days of consultations with stakeholders, today was the ratepayers' turn to meet members of the committee.
We want development in this city. However, we are viciously against development on Shirley Park.
The group hopes the Standing Committee will bring transparency and accountability, claiming that the process has been biased.
The advice that comes to me is true. DFP's office.
Secondly, we question the cancellation of the public consultation. It was widely publicized. The citizens of Lautoka were looking forward to this opportunity, and yet once again the doors have been shut on the citizens. So
Yes.
the next question is, why are we being suppressed?
On Monday, the Attorney General Ayah Syed Qayyum issued a statement about the powers of the Standing Committee when dealing with petitions.
But for us is to hear out the petitioners that signed this petition and their comments, their rationale, and to form a report to Parliament.
Today, the opposition leader Rotaimumu Kepa issued a statement saying that the AG's statement was intimidating and disruptive for would-be objectors from taking a stand on the Shirley Park issue. Syed Qayyum did not wish to comment, saying that he has already given his legal opinion. The committee has this afternoon concluded its 3-day meeting and will compile a report to Parliament. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Natumbua High School in Lautoka is the first institution to have its own Microsoft IT Academy. The facility was opened by the Minister for Communications, Syed Qayyum, today. The IT Academy is a huge leap for the school in terms of information technology. They will offer students courses which are certified by Microsoft and will at the same time lift the school into the digital world. Syed Qayyum says this center sends a strong signal to the rest of the region that Fiji is positioning itself to become the IT hub of the Pacific.
This very much goes on the back of what we've been doing, as was highlighted in the introduction earlier on. The government has now set up nearly 22 telecenters throughout Fiji. What this essentially means is that we are going around identifying schools in particular and giving them computers and saying to them that your students can use this during school hours. We want them to go and access the knowledge.
Syed Qayyum also launched the school's website. Coming up, alleged heroin smugglers plead not guilty in Lautoka High Court.
बॉलीवुड हीरो पंती रे Get this.
हीरो 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 सपना दिखेला बंद करो।
क्या करूं यार, सबको आती नहीं, मेरी जाती नहीं। मिर्ची मस्त मॉर्निंग में हूँ अश्निल सिंह।
हाय, मैं हूँ काजल।
शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
6 AM to 9 AM
मिर्ची FM, it's hot.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. 2 men accused of importing heroin worth $30 million have pleaded not guilty in court yesterday. Ethan Kai and Mohammed Shahid Khan are alleged to have smuggled one of the biggest shipments of hard drugs into the country. Christopher Chand reports.
Australian Ethan Kai and Lautoka businessman Mohammed Shahid Khan took the stand in the Lautoka High Court. Both men pleaded not guilty to the charge of importing illicit drugs. Their charges were read in court. It's alleged Kai was dealing with Khan between December 1st and December 21st, 2014. Khan is charged with 1 count of importing illicit drugs amounting to 29.9 kilograms of heroin. While Kai has not applied for bail, Khan had his application denied in January. The 2 men have been in custody since late December. In his first appearance on December 24th, Khan had asked the magistrate's court for name suppression and for bail. Kai, who was caught at Nandi International Airport trying to flee the country, is also charged with failing to declare currency and will be appearing in court for that matter next Monday. Authorities intercepted the container which had arrived on a ship from Thailand at the Lautoka Wharf on December 21st. The heroin was packed in 80 packets hidden inside the tire of a quad bike. The case will now be jointly called when they next appear on March 17th. They had previously been appearing in two separate cases until the consolidation of information was filed last month. The case deals with one of the largest drug smuggling attempts in recent times. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
The Parliamentary Standing Committee on Economic Affairs today ended its first sitting after listening to stakeholder presentations over the last 3 days. Chaired by Balminder Singh, the committee sought presentations from the Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority, highlighting their structure, in particular its governance framework. Today, the committee heard a presentation from the Reserve Bank Governor Barry Whiteside and his team. Other matters before the committee for deliberation on the terms of reference for the petition to introduce a service fee to be charged to all guests and or client bills for the purposes of supplementing the income of workers in the tourism industry. The committee's next meeting has been scheduled for the 23rd of March after the next Parliament sitting. President Ratuepeli Nailatikau says needy children deserve active support and all the assistance they can get. He made the comment while launching Fence Fiji Day in Suva last night. Sakyusa Naivua reports.
President Ratuepeli Nailatikau has highlighted the need for more assistance to be provided to needy children so that they can receive an education. He says education is a powerful tool to eradicate poverty.
Government's initiative in providing free education at the primary and the secondary school level, providing scholarships and loans for tertiary studies, and providing free pre-education from next term should help with the education of all children in Fiji.
Nailatikau says it's the duty of the nation to fulfill the right of the child under the United Nations Convention. Thank or the Foundation for the Education of the Needy Children in Fiji is hoping to raise $100,000 to fund its community work this year. National Executive Coordinator Chope Kunikoro says the organization will hold walkathons around the country to raise funds later this month.
Funds will be used to educate children from the poorest of the poor families in Fiji. That's the target audience or the target population that we serve.
Thank Fiji has been operating for 5 years now, and they are assisting 1,120 children this year. The children are provided school bags, school shoes, uniforms, exercise books, and sometimes lunch. Sakyusa Naivua, FBC News.
Home finance company Bank will move on to the internet and mobile banking platform in the next few months. The platform is expected to meet the needs of HFC Bank customers who want to enjoy convenient electronic banking. Akusita Tale with more.
As the bank enters its second year of operations, the management of HFC Bank believe it's time to move up another level and introduce electronic banking. CEO Isikeli Tikondwandua believes the bank should move with changing times.
Internet banking will really transform a lot of the way that we provide our service, and also it will be for the benefit of our clients that now they have the range of product and services at their hand.
Tikondwandua says the level of literacy in the country has also increased and the public now demand better service.
E-banking is the way. Brick and mortar is very expensive. We are, like as I mentioned earlier, we are very fortunate in Fiji that our literacy level, financial literacy, is very high. We have a lot of our people that have gone offshore. They've come back. They expect this type of delivery channel to be here.
HFC Bank says it's committed to exploring opportunities to take its services to different markets. It will also continue to talk to its customers and get feedback on new and exciting products to suit their banking needs. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Sports now. Here's Jamie with the latest.
Nakajaki, and good evening. After the break, we take a look at some teams gearing up for the Fiji Bitter Mara Sevens, and Fiji football under-20 coach expects no changes to current squad for the World Cup. This and more coming up.
So what was the question again? Oh, why is it called the traffic jam? Well, you know, the reason is, it's because I have two really cool cars. Seriously cool cars. And I love drifting, racing, because I am fast and slick and And plus, I like to create a bit of traffic jam myself with a whole lot of great music. Bulumnaka, my name is Rio, your host and DJ, right here on the Today FM Traffic Jam every weekday from 3 p.m. to 7. Right here on Today FM, today's hit music.
Tagged as the top bets for the title, the CK's Easy Buy Tambadamu side is all geared up for the 39th Fiji Bitamara Sevens this week. Laced with current and former national reps, the side has been working hard to get a winning combination for the tournament. Rohit Deo with the details.
Familiar faces make up the Tambandamu squad for this week's much-awaited Mari Sevens. Preparations have been going really well for the side and they are hoping for a good outcome this week, especially with a number of stars amongst its ranks.
I think the team has been preparing very well for the last, 6 weeks. That's also in the last 3 tournaments that they've attended. They played in 3 finals on those tournaments, and I think they've won 2 tournaments. And on those tournaments that comprise a lot of bigger names and big teams also that will be playing on this weekend. So I think so far so good as far as preparations goes, and I think we've got all the players ready.
Stefano Zakau, Sitiveni Wanga, Leone Kesau, Mosese Luvetasau, Alipate Reitini, Nasoni Rocco and David Batiratu are some of the big names that will lead the team. The coach says they are not relying on the big names they have, but players will need to play their respective roles if they are to finish on top in the tournament.
We are not looking at the reputations of the players. I think we've got a job at hand to do, and the players have already understand that, and it depends on whoever wears the Tambadamu jersey on the weekend. They've got a role to play, and that's I think very important for us.
A good coach with a bunch of great players make up this team. If the team's combination works out well at the 2-day meet, they could very well be a hard team to beat and will take a brave men to bet against them. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Red Rock Sevens side will leave no stones unturned in its quest for glory at the Mara Sevens this weekend. Unlike in the past, where the team was laced with big names, the club is grooming a young group of talented players to punch above their weight against the top teams in the country. Tsalen Daudakdaka has more.
Renowned Sevens coach Lotte Rasinga gives a stern reminder to his players to prove themselves worthy of selection for the Fiji Bitamari Sevens this weekend. The players have been putting in the hard yards at training to take the Ngawea-based club back to the glory days.
Red Rock always gives his 100% in every tournament. We always never go to participate, we always go there to win. This weekend will be a very good game for Red Rock, and our main target is to win this tournament.
Majority of these players are unemployed and bank on rugby as a source of income. Rasinga is confident some of them will follow in the footsteps of former club members such as Cyril Limbombo, Timothy Matanabo and Chone Madilai, who now play for overseas clubs.
Most of them are young boys, a new talented player, and we are ready to be part of this tournament.
The look of determination is seen on each of these players' faces as they slave away under the hot sun. The only thing on their minds is to walk away with the Mari Sevens title when the dust settles on Saturday. Tsalendo Dakadak, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, the Radisson Nandi Blazers team is not only aiming for a strong finish at the Mara Sevens, it is also out to gain respect for women in the sport of rugby. Team President Leilani Burns says in its build-up to the tournament, the players are showing a lot of commitment and dedication in their training.
For women really opening up the opportunities that are available to them through sports like rugby. In terms of the team themselves, basically preparation-wise, we've been looking at encompassing all areas. It's not just about physical fitness. We look at your mind, your body and your spirit.
The side will have the services of Telecom Fijiana rep Seriana Nangatelevu during the tournament and is pooled alongside Mara Seahawks 1 and Sparkle Raiders. Vodafone Fiji Under-20 coach Frank Farina says he will most likely maintain his current squad for the World Cup in New Zealand. The Fijian juniors arrived back home this morning after a 3-week tour of Myanmar and Malaysia. Farina says despite a mixed bag of results during the tour, he was impressed with the players' performance.
We've had a look at a number of players. So, the 22 that travelled with us all did very well, as I said. And at this stage, we may have a look at some other players in terms of training, but no real changes at this moment.
The FIFA Under-20 World Cup will be played in New Zealand from May 30th to June 30th. Fiji is pooled with Germany, Uzbekistan and Honduras. Jared Hayne will start his journey from the National Rugby League in Australia to a potential NFL roster spot with the San Francisco 49ers on a futures reserves contract. South Africa condemned Ireland to their first defeat of the Cricket World Cup as they cruised to a 201-run win last night. And you can catch the highlights of the Pakistan versus United Arab Emirates match, which is currently underway right here on FBC TV tonight at 10. That was your sports for this evening. It's back to Jackie now with business.
The Ethiopia Land Trust Board has shortlisted applications and is now considering a strong contender for the development of Yangara in northwest Viti Levu. TLTB General Manager Alipati Ngetaki says they are finalizing the proposed applicants' expression of interest.
We are going to follow that up to complete the process to see if the offer is acceptable and the conditions and all that. So we are dealing with that. We cannot disclose those.
The land at Yangara comprises of about 579.95 acres of Ethiopia land in Ravi Ravi District, Ra. It is adjacent to the Yangara Pastoral Farm. The TLTB invited expression of interests for integrated developments such as tourism, commercial and residential developments at the site. Fine apart from a few showers experienced over the eastern parts of larger islands, isolated afternoon showers and thunderstorms experienced elsewhere. A weak trough of low pressure remains slow moving over Solomons and extends southwards over New Caledonia. Meanwhile, another trough of low pressure affects Niue, the Cook Islands and French Polynesia. Maximum temperatures soared again above the 30s today. The soccer town of Ban notched the highest at 34 degrees. Forecast to midnight tomorrow, cloudy periods with few showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. Elsewhere fine, apart from afternoon or evening showers, isolated afternoon or evening thunderstorms with heavy falls expected. Looking ahead to Friday, brief showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. Elsewhere afternoon or evening showers and thunderstorms. And the main points again, Fiji's economy is expected to grow by more than 4% this year with a new forecast economic growth rate out in April. A Chinese fugitive has been fined $1,500 for failing to declare to customs that he was carrying over $10,000 at Nadi Airport last weekend. And Home Finance Company Bank will move on to the internet and mobile banking platform in the next few months. This week's poll question we're asking, is Fiji progressing well in women's empowerment? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That's our news for today. Join us again at the same time tomorrow. Till then, good evening.